Welcome to Elevated, the place where spirituality meets motherhood and where healing and everyday life intertwine. I'm Dawn, a Reiki master, Akashic Records reader, natural wellness seeker, and a mom to a curious and spiritual boy. Each week, we'll explore energy healing and soul alignment while embracing the beauty and chaos of mom life. Let's awaken together. Welcome to Elevated. Welcome to Elevated. How are you doing today? I am doing so well. My son had a hair appointment today in the city, so we went in and got his hair appointment done. But before that, we went to Indigo and we got him 2 new books. So he's really into Berenstain Bears right now. And he loves the series Construction Site. So Goodnight Construction Site. And they had a farm book in the Construction Site one. So we picked that up for him today. So that was super good. And then he wanted to go to Winners after his haircut. And I was like, yeah, okay, because I'm looking for a quilt for him. I need a twin size quilt. We're thinking that's going to solve our nighttime battles with him. So what's happening right now is he has a blanket and it's okay, but he's getting out of it a lot. And then he's getting cold in the middle of the night. So then I have to get up, put the blanket on him. And he's like, Mom, cold. So I give him another blanket because it's like really just a throw. And it's the only blanket that seems to stay on his bed the best. Like I had bought, I know, and everyone's like, why not just buy a comforter? Okay. I bought a comforter for him. The problem is that it is so light and airy and fluffy that it doesn't stay on his bed very well, because the thing is his bed's right up against the side of the wall and it can't hang over on both sides. So it's literally falling off and it's so fluffy-ish that you don't really feel like it's on you. And I'm like, I don't know. I like more of a weighted blanket. I've been sleeping with the Healthy Line blanket. It's a company kind of like biomats. They make mats like a biomat, all different types of mats actually. PEMF mats, chakra mats, heating mats, like all these. They'll put like crystals in them. They do red light therapy. Like they're amazing mats. And then they actually have blankets. So they have ones that have magnets in it. And then you can buy a cover that goes like a duvet cover. And it is made with silver as well as black tourmaline. It is amazing. I have had this blanket probably 5 years now. I love it. When I was pregnant, I didn't use it because it had the magnets and I wasn't sure what that would do. I even let my husband use it while I was pregnant and he really loved it. For Christmas, my husband's like, hey, whatever you want, I don't care. You can get whatever. I want another blanket and we'll just give Ty my blanket. That'll be perfect. He can get the old one. I'll get the new one. I went, and to get it shipped to us, the shipping was more than the blanket and the duvet cover. And I was like, I can't. That's just unfathomable to me. So I'm not going to waste money on shipping for that. Nope, not happening. I'll just use my blanket. And we bought him one when he was his first Christmas. He would have been 10 months. Santa brought him one and literally it was for his crib. So perfect size for the crib, but it's too small for his twin bed. I've been using it sometimes, but it does not fit him and he's getting out of it and it's just a hassle all around. Either we're going to do a weighted blanket for him, which I think a weighted blanket would be good as well. And I've tried one, but again, it was crib size. It didn't stay on him very well, but he was okay with it. And I think it actually helped to calm him a lot more. Or we were going to get him a quilt. I think might be like a Christmas gift for him is a nice quilt for bed. And hopefully, I am praying, hopefully that will literally solve bedtime wake ups in the middle of the night. Any moms out there, any clue what to do? We're reaching, we are 3.5 years old and I'm still once or twice a night, I am getting up, like getting him calmed sort of back down and like going back to sleep. And he goes back to sleep quickly. It's not like he's up for a long time, but mama's up. And then you're kind of awake. And then next thing you know, it's like an hour later, you're reading a book to try and put yourself back to sleep because your mind's racing because you have too high of cortisol. Just saying, it's like a vicious cycle for me. So anyways, any ideas, please let me know. I would truly, truly, truly appreciate that. Saying that, I was thinking what I should be doing is maybe trying to Reiki him at nighttime. And then I was like, well, that would be a really good topic to talk about on my podcast. What is Reiki? So let's get into it. What is Reiki. Reiki is a form of energy healing. It is a natural way to support your body's ability to relax, to release stress, to restore balance, to become calm, to be balanced back to a neutral. Reiki helps to recharge your energy. If you're feeling low on energy, you could do Reiki and you could get more energy from that. You could also be able to do Reiki and have extremely calming, relaxful sleeps from that as well. And basically, how Reiki works is a practitioner, they channel in life force energy. What is life force energy? Life force energy is the energy around everything. You have life force energy, unseen energy in the world. Plants use life force energy to grow. The grass uses it. The animals use it. We as humans use it. You go outside and the sun, that's life force energy type of stuff. It's energy that's out and about in the world. The practitioner will use the life force energy, bring it in through their body, and then it comes out through their hands and it goes on to your energy field. Now, every practitioner is different. Some practitioners will touch you and some practitioners will not touch you. You can do Reiki in a number of ways. You can do, not a number, really like two. You can do it in person or you can do Reiki distantly. It doesn't matter. Either way, it is still the same treatment. Everyone has the energy and you don't physically need to be there to get a Reiki treatment done. It's just tapping into your energetic body and then healing from that. And basically doing Reiki, you are going to help the body shift back into balance. You're going to do it physically, emotionally, mentally. You're all going to be in balance. And you don't physically have to believe in Reiki. You don't have to believe that it's going to work. It will work, even if you don't believe it. People that have had Reiki done, they describe it as a feeling of deep calming, like a wave of peace comes over them, super relaxed. Some people fall asleep. I'm going to go into more depth on Reiki. I just kind of wanted to do like an overview of it, really like high level, and then we can go more into depth. How does Reiki work? In how I do Reiki, because everyone does Reiki differently. There is many different styles of Reiki out there. There is, and these are just the ones that I know about. The traditional Reiki is Usui Reiki. And Usui Reiki is the Reiki that basically started all Reiki and then has been passed down. And it was known to be very sacred. Like you don't discuss the symbols that are given to you. You don't discuss a lot of like the insides of how the Reiki works and that type of thing. It's a very, very sacred Reiki. You have to be attuned to it. So there's 3 levels. There's level, well, really almost 4. There's level 1. There's level 2. There's level 3, which includes your masters. When you are a master, you can attune other people and you can teach other people as well. When you are a master and you have the highest symbols given to you when you are a master. Every level of Reiki you're going to be attuned to. You're going to be attuned to your level 1. You're going to be attuned to your level 2. And then you're going to be attuned to your level 3 in masters. In level 1, you're not given a symbol. In level 2, you're given 2 or 3 symbols, and then the rest of them come with level 3 and your masters. In level 2, you learn how to do distance Reiki. Level 1, you learn how to do Reiki on a physical person in a clinical setting or out and about, doesn't really matter, your family member, anything like that. And then level 2, you learn distance Reiki and how to give Reiki distantly. And then you also learn in level 3 how to do masters and teaching. For me, when I took my training from a beautiful, beautiful soul, and she has since passed. And our training was a little bit different. I got the power symbol, the Shakure. And I'm going to say the symbols because I don't feel nowadays it's as sacred as it used to be. And she was very detailed that it's sacred and you don't show anyone these symbols and you don't speak these symbols and all of that. And I just feel the way that our world is with all of the knowledge now, it's out there and people know it. So we might as well just speak it into existence even more. I got the power symbol, which is Shakure, and basically it just helps your hands get the Reiki, makes it a little bit stronger. You don't need the symbol to be able to do Reiki. You, as somebody that's never been attuned to Reiki, you can do Reiki, and you do Reiki, and you don't even realize that you're doing Reiki. And you're like, what? When you hurt yourself, for instance, you stub your toe and you go and you put your hand around your toe and you're hopping around and maybe saying some choice words in that moment because it hurts so bad. But you putting your hand around, which is literally an intuitive thing that we all do when we stub our toe. Like, how many people don't do that? Like, pretty much anyone that I've ever seen that stubs their toe, puts their hand around their toe, you're giving your toe in that moment Reiki. You are trying to restore it back to its original balance without actually knowing that you're doing it. Same thing when we go to our little kids and we're like, hey, you have a boo-boo, I'm going to kiss it better for you. And you kiss it better or you put your hand on it. Same thing. You're giving that part of their body Reiki and you're taking away the pain. Kind of cool. I know. I was a little bit baffled too. I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. We're all doing Reiki without even realize that we're doing Reiki. So something to keep in mind. Then in level 2, typically you would have gotten your power symbol, so your chakra rate, then you get your distance symbol, and you might get 1 or 2 other symbols, all depending on your practitioner and how they do it. For me, my level 2, I did get my distance and I learned how. So how my Reiki master did it is she said level 1, we had to give 100 free hours of Reiki. And it could be pets, it could be people, it could be, pets, people, plants. You can do Reiki on plants. Like, there's so much that you can do Reiki on. You can actually Reiki your house. You can Reiki your company. You can Reiki your business. If you're going into work, you can Reiki your cubicle. You can do Reiki on just about anything and everything. You can Reiki your vehicle if you want. All of that kind of stuff. So you learn a little bit more of that in level 2. And then again, in level 3, you're learning your masters. Now, for my level 3, my Reiki master had already passed away. Well, I found somebody that had been attuned by her. I still had her lineage because I did Usui Reiki. With Usui Reiki, you're looking for the lineage, and her lineage was very, very good and very well known. I still wanted that lineage. I found this lady, knew her through my Reiki master, and she agreed to attune me to my level 3 and my masters, which was lovely. However, the schooling part of it, she never wanted to teach Reiki. She was like, it's a self-taught lesson. And then she never actually got the manual sent to me. I've never received it. So I'm learning as I go from what I can pull from everything. But I am attuned and I've read quite a few books and all of that. I just don't know exactly what would be level 3 Reiki manual. And that's one type of Reiki. Then there is New Earth Angel Reiki, and that's working with the angels, the archangels, and in depth in the chakras. I've done Kundalini Reiki, which was amazing, and that I did distantly. I took a course from a lady that's been offering it, and she's done Kundalini Reiki for so long, and oh my goodness. I was a little bit hesitant because I was like, how does this like really truly work? Like, we're distance. I was always taught you had to be more in person. And she literally is just putting it out on her website. Anyone can go and take this course. She never meets you, doesn't physically know your energy. But when I got attuned to it, first, second, and third level, my goodness, the difference it has made my Reiki is unbelievable. It's to the point now, I just feel my hands are on fire. I'm instantly in Reiki energy mode. There will be times I do Akashic Records readings. And when I'm doing the Akashic Records reading, I don't know what it is, but my hands are burning. It's like a Reiki energy as well. I've done a lot of different Akashic Records healing courses in the last 9-ish months. I have found that when I go into these meditations, same thing, my hands are burning. Like, it's the Reiki energy is there. This is so weird because I've meditated before and I've done guided meditations and I've never had that. But since doing the Kundalini, it is unbelievable. My clients have said that as well. It's a lot more powerful. It's a lot more healing. It's unbelievable doing the Kundalini Reiki. I can't even describe it. in any other way. I feel like before I was a good Reiki practitioner and I was a good healer, but I feel since doing the Kundalini, I've become a stronger healer. Maybe it's more confidence. I just know that I've improved by taking that course. That's my Reiki journey and what I have for Reiki. Other Reikis that you can get Holy Fire Reiki. There's animal Reiki. I have my animal Reiki as well. And that's really interesting to work on animals and clear their chakras. It's one that I took so long ago. I don't always practice it. I have a very anxious dog, definitely bad separation anxiety. And I'm not 100% sure why she has such bad separation anxiety, but she does. Can do Reiki on her for that. I've done Reiki on my friend's cat when my friend's cat wasn't doing well. It was like a 17, 18-year-old cat. It was getting near to the end of the life. I got the cat more calm, more peaceful. And then, yes, a few days later, she had to go. And it was her time. She was ready to go. And I knew that. I believe whether if you're an animal, whether if you're a human, when you're ready to go, sometimes it's hard to go because you worry about those that you love and you worry about leaving them and what's going to come from that, right? I've done Reiki on my parents' dog as well to help the dog with any medical issues. You can Reiki, even for yourself, you can Reiki after you've gone through surgery or if you're taking chemo or radiation, any sort of thing, broken arm, any medical procedure, you can do Reiki. Given birth, after that, you can do Reiki. You could even Reiki yourself beforehand. You could do, if you're a Reiki practitioner or if you know a Reiki practitioner, you can go in and do future Reiki as well. So like if you're giving birth, you can do a Reiki to have that situation be calm, to be peaceful. Even for your unborn child at that point, you can still do Reiki. This is mind blowing. Once you have your level 2 and you can do distance Reiki, you need your level 2 to be able to do distance Reiki, to do a future Reiki, present Reiki, and then even past Reiki. So you can like Reiki your childhood. It's not going to change anything. You still have gone through what you have gone through, but it might help you move past certain things. It might help you forgive people that are involved, that type of thing, get the hurt of it out. You can do that. You can also, and I did this for my brother, and I'll get into another podcast episode about the passing of my brother, but I've actually Reiki'd my brother since he's been passed. So what I did was I Reiki'd him to ensure that when his soul comes back into existence, he does not have to deal with the same medical issues. It's kind of interesting because what we're taught in the Akashic records is we're taught how you leave this life is kind of like where you pick up in your next life. And so I didn't even know the Akashics at this point. Like I knew of them, but I didn't know anything about them. Like I knew that it was a library that housed all of our soul information and whatnot. But like I didn't know anything more than that. It was very, very, very high level that I knew. And at the time, my Reiki master, she was like, well, yeah, you can go. Well, okay, starters. I was reading Reiki for Dummies, okay? Because I love to learn. For me, yes, I'm getting trained by my master, but you can learn from so many different sources. So I was like, I'm just going to read Reiki for Dummies and see what it says. Such a good book. Like it was so good. It even gave me like so many new and different symbols. I was reading through that and I was like, did you know that you can Reiki someone that's passed away? She's like, yeah, we were talking about it. And then so I was like, well, I'm going to try Reiki my brother, see what happened. Did. And I just felt such a profound peace with that. And maybe that was like a way for me to heal because I always had guilt that my brother passed away. Like I felt bad that it was him, so many levels. And again, I'll get into that. You can actually Reiki someone that has passed. You can Reiki, your past, relationships. If you had one that was really bad, past friendships, or work relationships, you can Reiki your past childhood. Probably could Reiki the ancestral line as well. I don't see why not. That's coming through right now as I'm sitting here. So you can Reiki a whole bunch of difference. It's not just physically right now in this exact timeline. And if you're like, how? Can you Reiki past, present, future? I'm learning this with the Akashics that there is no real time. Time does not really exist. I know it is so mind blowing. So your soul has had, say, 5 lives. You're really living all these 5 lives in tandem. They're being right now all lived together type of thing. There is no physical time. Time is not a reality. And the way that I heard it put once was like, it's you pick up the phone and you're calling your friend in England and there's 7 hours difference, but you don't wait 7 hours until they pick up on the other end. Instantaneous, you call them, you literally hear the phone ringing and then they're picking up. It's the same with our time. It's the same concept as that. It's instantaneous. You don't have to wait. There's no physical yesterday and today and tomorrow type of thing. It's just how our brains have to work with it. I think so that our brains don't literally combust because it is a hard thing to wrap your head around that time is non-existent, really. If you think about it, when people are doing ancestral healing, what they're doing is they're literally healing their lineage and their past lives. I'm getting off tangents here, but essentially our souls come into the same sort of soul groups. We all kind of know each other. We've all had lifetimes before together. We've all met somehow in some way in every timeline or every lifetime, if you will. Everyone plays a different character and everyone plays a different part in our story. At this point, if you're healing ancestral lines, you could have been your grandma. Your soul could have been the grandma, your great grandma. And now you're coming back to that type of thing. It's hard to fully explain, but that's literally what it could be. Your mom could have been your best friend in another lifetime, or your sister in another lifetime, or your aunt, or your uncle. We don't have to even stay at the same gender roles. I could be a female in this lifetime, but I could have been, 4 lifetimes back. I could have been a male, and I could be my grandpa, my great grandpa, or my great great grandpa, however that would work. There's really no actual time in reality. You can, again, go back and Reiki past lives, past moments of your current life. You can do ancestral healing through that as well. You can do present healing with your present body right now in this exact moment, and you can do future as well. If you have a job interview in a week from now, you can sit down, you can Reiki yourself in that moment, in that job interview to help you stay calm, focused, all of that kind of stuff. That again would be as soon as you learn distance Reiki. If you're not a Reiki practitioner, but you go and get Reiki done, you could ask your Reiki practitioner to do that for you as well. You can go back to your childhood, you can do present life or present moment, I should say, or you can even do future as well. And your Reiki practitioner should be able to do that for you. And everyone can give Reiki. Without even knowing it, our intuition has us doing Reiki. Like I said, when you're hurt and you're covering up the hurt, you're touching it with your hand, stubbed your toe and you're holding your toe at that point in time, saying your choice words because dang, it really does hurt. You are giving yourself Reiki in that moment. Without being attuned, still give Reiki to yourself. It's just maybe not going to be as strong or as powerful as if you were attuned. And you can still give Reiki to other people. Again, it's not going to be as strong or as powerful as if you were attuned to it. But literally, like I said, going up to a kid, kissing them, you kiss the part of them that they've hurt, and that's giving them Reiki. Touching it as well is giving them Reiki. My son yesterday, I don't know what he was thinking. Well, he's 3.5. He was sitting there and we do quiet time until 2:30 in the afternoon. It was like 2:15. And so he's sitting there and he started picking at his nail and I didn't realize what he was doing. I don't know, half an hour later, he's like, Mom, hurts. And I was like, well, did you jam your fingernail while you're riding your bike or something? Because he was playing with his bike. And he's like, no, pick. And I was like, well, when were you picking it? And he's like, quiet time. And it was deep what he was picking. I put my hand over his hand, kind of gave it a little Reiki, when he allowed me to, because he was literally in hysterics and yelling and screaming and it hurt so bad. And you couldn't look at him because he was just emotional. Finally, I was able to get a Band-Aid on it. And just, I think that whole idea of putting a Band-Aid on, but that's almost a Reiki thing, right? It's being healed because there's something on it, healing it. So it's the same thing. We take your hand and you go over it, you're healing it with your actual energy. You can do Reiki, but again, you're a Reiki practitioner Or if you are a Reiki practitioner and you've been attuned, obviously it's going to be stronger and it's going to be more in depth of what can get done because you have the knowledge base for that and they have the knowledge base as a Reiki practitioner. Anyone can receive Reiki. Anyone. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I was able to give Reiki to my brother who had passed. That's how strong Reiki is. You could receive Reiki. Your partner can receive Reiki. Your kids can receive Reiki. Your animals can receive Reiki. Plants can receive Reiki. Vehicles can have Reiki. Houses can have Reiki. Businesses can be Reiki'd. Corporations that you work in can be Reiki'd. Your cubicle can be Reiki'd. Anything can be Reiki'd. It does not matter because it's an energy force and you're just literally clearing the energy force and you're balancing that energy force. Anything and anyone can be Reiki'd. What would a session be like if you were to have a Reiki session if you've never had a Reiki session? This always comes up with clients, first-time clients. What am I going to expect? Anything. Every session, whether if you've had Reiki before, if you've had Reiki done 200 times, it doesn't matter. Every session is different. The number one thing I will say is most likely 99% of the time, you're going to walk away calm. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel so relaxed and peaceful and bliss. Just life is wonderful that day. I've had numerous Reiki sessions with my Reiki master. I would go to my Reiki practitioner once a month and it was amazing. It was truly, truly amazing. She had clients that would go every other week or some clients would go every week. I just didn't. And I felt once a month was working for me. And I was also at the time doing body talk every 6 weeks. In my first Reiki session, I'm nervous because I don't know what to expect. I've never had Reiki done before. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how it's going to be. So I get on her table feeling awkward because I'm very uncomfortable, I'll say. So I'm always worried about what other people think and how I'm acting. Is it what they want? All this kind of stuff. A lot of stuff goes through my head. Get on her table and I'm laying there and she puts on the most profound music I've ever heard. It is so healing, this music. It's a Sanskrit chant and song that plays for about 55 minutes. It is so calming for my body. Anyways, I'm laying there nervous, of course, because that's how I am. Always so nervous. And I'm like, oh my gosh, does she know I'm sweating? I'm so uncomfortable. Not physically uncomfortable, but just emotionally uncomfortable. What if she finds out things that I don't want her to find out? I'm nervous. I didn't fully relax in that session, but I came out relaxed and I was like, wow. She goes, anything can happen in these sessions. She goes, when I had Reiki or when I get Reiki done, she goes, I literally get pictures in her mind, almost like a movie playing or like a slideshow going. That's kind of what's happening with her. So I was like, yeah, I want to see that kind of stuff. And I was in tuned already and stuff to my intuition and stuff. I don't think I really saw a whole lot in that one at all. Just trying to think because it was my first one. I don't think so, but I came out super, super relaxed and I didn't go for Reiki for another 3-4 months. And then I went back and I slowly eased into Reiki. But the thing that most people say is when they have their first Reiki session, life changes for them. Things open up, ideas change, their wants, beliefs kind of sort of changed. They may get more into a spiritual path and things and whatnot. Be expecting maybe that might be something that happens. It doesn't happen to everybody, but it is something that could happen. Again, you could experience feelings when you're having a Reiki session. I had one lady, she was a first-time Reiki client, never had Reiki done before. I was doing Reiki on her, and when she was done, I said, how was that? And she goes, I felt like you were tipping the table at one point. I was like, what? She's like, yeah. When I do Reiki, I close my eyes. I don't really look at my client or anything. I just find for my mind to stop, I need to not see a whole lot. So I'll close my eyes and then I can get the pictures and the feelings and all that coming in. My eyes during this Reiki session were closed and she's like, kind of opened up my eyes to see if you were tipping the table and you weren't even tipping the table. You didn't even have your hands on me. Nope, I did not. And she's like, it was so weird. I went to my Reiki practitioner. I was like, okay, what could this be about that she's that far off balance? Just different things that could be happening as well. Different sensations. You can get hot. You can get cold. I had a girl where I was doing my level 1, and I had her come. First time I ever did Reiki, of course, my Reiki masters helping me facilitate this session. And again, I'm nervous. I'm like, am I doing anything? Is this even working? I don't even know what's going on. And she's crying on the table. She gets Reiki done frequently. And she said point blank, the power of the two of you was so different than just the one. She goes, I could feel it was different. She's been a part of when I did New Earth Angel Reiki. She was someone that I worked on, and I've done her Akashics as well. So I've used her for a lot of my trials. It's amazing what can come up and how you can release trauma through that. Some people, will physically move. Some people could be shaking. Again, the crying can happen. Some people may yell. I've never had that happen, but I've heard some people say that. I don't know if that's true or not, or if that's so extreme. But typically what happens is it's calming. You just get into such a peaceful bliss state that it's just so, so calming. I know for myself, the more that I went to Reiki and the more that I got comfortable with my Reiki practitioner, and again, she was my Reiki master, the more I would just literally melt into the bed. I'd be like, okay, this is my hour of like complete relaxation. I'm going to lay here. I'm going to absorb the heat because she always had heated biomat, which if you don't know what the biomat is, it's a mat that's filled with just all amethyst stones and it heats up. So you're getting all of the amethyst energy as well. Sometimes we do essential oils as well. It was all just dependent on how she felt and what she was being called to do. When she tapped into my energy before I got there, it was so good. I know I saw visions the one time. It was so crazy. I think it was the third time that I had Reiki with her. And I'm laying there on her bed, and all of a sudden, I just felt like a baby inside me, just moving around and kicking. And I was like, this is so weird. I was like, I don't even know what's going on, but this is so weird. She's like, there was a baby spirit, and she's like, I felt them. And I was like, so did I. She's like, are you and your husband planning on having a kid? And I was like, no. At this point in our life, we were dead set. We were not going to have a kid. He had his son. I was happy. We don't need anything more. I said, we are not going to have a kid. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, we're dead set. Like, you're not having a kid. She goes, you're having a kid. She's like, there will be a kid. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm like, not happening. I was like, not at all. My husband's older than I am. I'm getting older. And what ended up happening was my brother ended up passing away. And I'll tell this in my story about my brother, but literally the moment that he is taking his last breaths, I guess you could say, I looked at my husband and I looked at my mom and I said, this is how he has me have a kid. And out of nowhere that came from. Now we're like, this is happening. We are going to have a kid. It's like all of a sudden our souls knew this was the moment that we were to have a child. I went back to my Reiki practitioner 3 days after that. She's like, I see the baby again. And it was something that we were working on then, my body, to get my body ready to conceive and to get my body all ready to do what it needed to do. Again, your sessions can be anything. Anything could happen in them. You could have completely blank sessions. You could fall asleep in sessions. I've had people literally snoring on the table. I won't lie. I think one time I was so tired, I literally fell asleep and was snoring on the table, and it caught me off guard and I woke up. I've had times where I've had tears on the table. I'm not a person that, especially at that point in time in my life, was able to show my emotions in that way. Rarely ever cried in front of anybody. I would just hold it in. I've had that. I've had, like I said, feeling of a baby in my stomach, just different visions that have come in. I love getting the animal visions and then finding out what the animal visions actually mean. Any vision, really. I love doing that in Reiki. I love just getting that part of it. I haven't had visions like that for a long time in my Reiki. I did have one where I did a distance Reiki session with one lady, and she was in Los Angeles at the time, and she was laying in her sacred circle because she's very intuitive and she's very much into the energy work. She was laying in there and she said she literally had her body moving in different weird positions, almost like she was hovering at times with this Reiki session that was going on. She needed a lot of healing work to be done. She did have some medical issues that at the time I wasn't even aware of. And that was kind of like really interesting to get that feedback as well, because I've never had someone have that before. I've had clients just feel super, super relaxed. I've had clients, even when I'm doing distance, they're like, oh, I could feel when you were working on that chakra. I could feel when you're working on my heart. It just felt at first very heavy and then it was very light. Or they had the release of crying and whatnot like that. I found sometimes when I had a session, after the session, I would have a moment of getting angry and mad and react to things differently than even before the session. And it was almost like a purge was coming out of my body to get rid of that. Anything really could happen in a Reiki session. Be prepared. If you've never had Reiki, or if you've had Reiki, just be prepared. It could be totally different. I had one session with a lady after my master passed away and cried so hard in that session. I don't cry in sessions, and she was crying as well. It was such a moving session that we had. That was like super crazy to me as well. I think every Reiki practitioner as well will have a different way of doing Reiki, and they'll have a different way of connecting in with your chakra system, in with your energy field, and being able to do something maybe that a different Reiki practitioner didn't do or wasn't able to do. Each one brings something different to the table. That's just how it is. It's no different than with any energy healing. Each person, when it comes to energy fields, brings something different. You could have an Akashic reading with one Akashic Records reader and another and another and another, and they're all going to bring different things. And again, it's also what your body and your subconscious want and your soul wants to release in that moment, or wants to tell you in that moment, or really needs. Reiki is so brilliantly smart and profound, and it just knows where to go. I literally could just leave my hand in one position on your body the whole time, and the Reiki is going to go where it needs to go. It's going to go into every chakra that it needs to go into, and it's going to rebalance you. Obviously, we don't do that as Reiki practitioners. We do a lot more work. We clear out your chakras. We clear out your energy system. We clear out if you have an attaching soul. But you could have literally someone just put their hand over top of you and the Reiki will go where it needs to go. That's why distance Reiki, we don't need you there because your energy is there. We're intending the energy to be there and we can send it there, and the Reiki knows where to go. It literally on your body knows where to go without you physically being there. It is so wise. Reiki just knows, and it's so loving. A practitioner may touch you. There are practitioners that do touch their clients. I don't feel comfortable touching anybody. I personally don't like to be touched. And so I bring that into my Reiki practice where I don't touch the person in front of me. Like I've had clients that don't want to fully release. They want to come here. And I feel like a lot of times they come just for that relaxation part of it, but they don't actually come to release something, or they're afraid that I'm going to find something out that they don't want me to find out. So I always tell people, I don't care what your story is. I don't care. I don't go into the chakra trying to find out what the story is. I just don't care. Your chakra needs healing. I'm here to heal it. If for whatever reason your soul and your higher self wants me to know that, then I'll learn it. Otherwise, it's not for me to know. And I say that all the time. It's not for me to know. I'm just here to provide the healing that your soul is asking for. That's what I'm doing. And some practitioners are different and they can get into the deeper level and they can find that healing. The one Reiki master that I had that worked so heavily on my heart, she loved getting the story. And that's what New Earth Angel Reiki is getting the story to heal the past, to heal all of that and the inner child and all of that. And it was insane Reiki session. Once you find a practitioner that you like, it's like finding a doctor that you like. You're going to stick with them, you're going to feel comfortable, and you're going to be able to get into those deeper depths of your soul and to release more of what needs to be released. But if you just want to go and just have that calm, balanced, peaceful feeling, you can do that as well. You can do as deep work as you want and as light work as you want with Reiki. And it is so wonderful. I can't say enough about how much I personally love Reiki, and I'm so grateful that my soul was like, you need to learn Reiki. And from there, it's totally changed my life, different education that I've done and healing modalities that I've done, and stepped into so many different facets of my life that I am blessed and grateful that I went and I had my first healing session, and then I also learned Reiki. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask whatever you want. If I didn't cover something well enough in the podcast, let me know. I can always do another podcast to cover your questions as well. You can go to my Instagram at Elevated.pod. My Facebook is Elevated. You can go there, just leave a message, DM me. Would love to hear from you what you want to know. Let me know as well. What do you want me to talk about on this podcast? And we will definitely get those coming out as well for you. And if you liked what you heard tonight, you can go to the Elevated Soul Healing Facebook page and DM, or Elevated Soul Healing on Instagram. Either way, you can get a hold of me if you want a Reiki session done. I am working on getting a website up, so give me some time on that. It's a very limited time that I have, and I am working on it though. So that is a goal that I have by the end of the year, to have a website for sure. And then if you like what you heard, subscribe, tell your friends about it. And I am working on getting these podcasts out to Apple Podcasts and other podcast platforms right now. I'm just not that technical, and I don't know all that I need to know on getting it out. And once I know how to do that, then we'll get those out there. But for now, subscribe, follow, share with your friends, all of the things. I would truly, truly appreciate that. And I love you. And I thank you for being here so, so, so very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to Elevated.